Some pretty big news coming out from Donald Trump in the last 24 hours regarding Social Security. I'm going to be playing for you the actual video footage so that way you can see it for yourself. And what he has to say is actually in contradiction to what we have been hearing from some Republican lawmakers. But what it boils down to is this: Donald Trump is for Social Security. Now, take a look at the latest headlines with me. Donald Trump says that we are not touching Social Security in proposed cuts to government spending. Now, we've been hearing, as I've been sharing with you, the updates on the Department of Government Efficiency and the cuts that are going to be coming to the government, as they are saying nobody holds the government itself accountable. And now we are hearing Donald Trump has made it clear your Social Security benefits, those receiving your benefits, you will not see cuts to those with what is going on. Now, take a look. As I mentioned, DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, Musk, Ramaswamy, they want Congress to pass huge spending cuts. They're saying the government is inefficient. No one is holding them accountable. And Elon Musk is saying there are $2 trillion of spending cuts that he wants to see. Now, they're saying this is going to be a very difficult thing to accomplish. However, they are saying they are up to the task and that it needs to be done. They need to make cuts to irresponsible government spending. They're saying that there is tons of funds that go into Social Security. As I shared with you in my last live stream, it makes up roughly 21% of the spending. However, they're saying the problem is not the spending that's going into Social Security. The problem is the inefficiency of Social Security administration not making sure that payments are going out correctly. They're saying they believe that there are billions, tens of billions of dollars that can be recaptured, reallocated, and be done more efficiently to make sure that Social Security is effectively operating to help those who need it without touching the benefits that recipients collect every single month. So they are saying they are going to reform the Social Security Administration and not harm your benefits. Now, if that sounds good to you, as Donald Trump has reassured this in the last 24 hours, drop a 47 if you are glad to hear that Donald Trump is doing this. Now, as I said, this is coming into contradiction with some of the things that we are hearing from Republican lawmakers, though. As take a look at this. House Republicans are eyeing Medicare, Social Security for DOGE cuts. And what we're hearing is that some lawmakers are saying we need to make indirect cuts to the program that would impact recipients. Donald Trump, as I shared with you, you're going to see the video footage here in just a second, saying no, we are not going to be doing that to our seniors. There will not be cuts. And again, if you like the sound of that, drop that 47 and hit that like button for me. Help spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates, as we are hearing now that Donald Trump, he is a pro-Social Security president, despite the fact that I'm going to share with you some video footage coming out from Republican lawmakers that are saying that we need to do some form of indirect cuts. Trump is saying no. Recipients, they need those benefits. So if you are somebody that collects Social Security, regardless of if it's retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of these fixed income benefits from the Social Security Administration, you are going to want to see this video. As I mentioned, this came out in an interview that took place yesterday. They directly discussed cuts to government spending, Social Security, Medicare, and Trump said no. Recipients will not have their benefits cut. In fact, we're going to be talking about the retirement age, the full retirement age in which you collect benefits. That was asked, and Trump said, no, it's ridiculous. Seniors will still get their benefits. There will not be cuts to the program. There will be cuts to the Social Security Administration and their ineffective ways of managing and maintaining the funds. So they are saying, Donald Trump is saying, your benefits will not be touched. And again, if you like that, I see those 47s pouring in and those like buttons being hit. Now, we're going to be seeing, because as I mentioned, GOP lawmakers, there are some that are saying, no, we need to make some sort of cuts to the program. Now, simultaneously, I've let you know that it has been quite some time since we have seen any form of legislation pass through Congress to help Social Security. Let's take a look at this. TikTok, Social Security Fairness Act, nearing its death without Senate votes scheduled. As we had heard, the Social Security Fairness Act was the first piece of legislation in years that has been passed in Congress, passed in the House of Representatives, now sitting in the Senate. And we are hearing time is running out for this piece of legislation to pass because the current Congress is about to come to an end. So if they do not get this through, it could not be good for this bill. However, some people are saying, so what? Let this bill pass. It doesn't do enough, as we heard from Representative John Larson, who said seniors SSI, SSDI, all of those collecting benefits from Social Security. This Fairness Act does not cut it. It does not do enough. He said it's a step in the right direction, but we need to see increases for those depending on these fixed income benefits. He says this is not an entitlement program, even though it is called that. He said this is an earned income benefit that people have paid into their entire lives. They've been taxed, poured into it. Now, when it's time for them to collect, they need it to be there. We need to be able to depend on Social Security for those that are collecting these benefits. And they are saying now is the time to make sure that we do major changes and that the Fairness Act, it is not enough. He is saying increase the benefits. And we have heard proposed $200 per month. If you would like that, drop a yes in the comments. If you'd like something more, put a no. He is saying we need $200 per month increases across the board. We saw that in Bernie Sanders' Expansion Act, and that was actually a promise that was made by Joe Biden in the beginning of his administration. They're also saying stop the double taxation, and this is something that Trump is vocalizing that we might see during his term as president. He is saying, why are benefits taxed? You pay taxes into Social Security, and then when you pull it, you're taxed again. This is double taxation. We need to stop the double taxation. Also, we need to figure out a better way to calculate the cost of living adjustment increase. It is not keeping up with inflation. A 2.5% increase that you're going to be receiving in 2025, it is simply not enough. And in addition to that, as I mentioned, the full retirement age, we heard Trump say, not going to be touched, even though we are seeing changes taking place to it right now. Take a look at this headline with me. 3 key Social Security changes coming in 2025 besides the 2.5% COLA. And you can see the first one right here is the COLA. But in addition to that, the second one, Social Security's full retirement age, or the FRA, will increase next year. And the maximum benefit payment for newly awarded retired workers will increase as well. And they're saying that FRA is a form of an indirect cut to the benefits. So they're saying that we need to stop this, that there are roundabout ways to try to cut benefits, to try to decrease the spending. Trump is saying, no, we need to do a more efficient Social Security administration to make sure that those collecting these benefits, they still can receive them in full. And in addition to that, I've shared with you here on the channel that they have said we need to reform Social Security's programs altogether, because right now, if something is not done, we have a solvency issue on our hands. The programs, the funding, it is going to be expiring here in roughly 8 to 12 years, which means there will not be enough to pay out full benefits. So it doesn't mean it's going bankrupt or they're not going to have funds to pay you, but it does mean cuts across the board of 20 to 25% we're hearing, according to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. They're saying that if you collect $1,000 per month, suddenly you would get $800 or $750. And when you say, hey, I got shortchanged, what happened to the rest of my check? They're simply going to say, sorry, we just don't have enough funds to pay you 100%. This is happening across the board to everybody collecting retirement, SSI, SSDI. Sorry, you're out of luck. So something has to be done. We need to see within the next decade a major reform done to Social Security before the solvency runs dry. So we're going to be seeing what's unfolding here, but hopefully DOGE can help out with that. The Department of Government Efficiency holding Social Security accountable for its inefficiencies. I've shared with you over the course of the last year. The commissioner we had previously before Martin O'Malley was Kilolo Kijakazi. We had heard billions upon billions of overpayments were going out. People were receiving too much in their paychecks, at the fault of the Social Security Administration, not the recipients. Years had gone by with this, and then afterwards, Social Security, they then realized they were overpaying and then said, sorry, over the course of roughly the last 5, 10, 6 various years, we have overpaid you in the amount of $50,000. We're now going to be garnishing that from your Social Security checks. Nobody held them accountable. They did not apologize. They did not forgive this. They simply started garnishing the checks of those collecting benefits. These type of things they are saying are wrong. These inefficiencies need to be corrected, and somebody needs to hold the government and these various agencies accountable. And Trump is saying, now is the time. We are holding you accountable, and we are going to be seeing DOGE coming in and correcting these issues from Social Security to make sure we are not punishing those that are depending on these fixed income benefits that have paid into this. their entire lives. And again, if you like the sound of that Donald Trump is coming in and saying, no, I am a pro-Social Security president, take a second, hit that like button, and drop those 47s for support for Trump on Social Security. But let me go ahead and share with you the clips on this, because as I mentioned, this is in contradiction to what some GOP lawmakers are saying. Some are coming out and saying, oh, we need to do some form of indirect cuts because we are spending way too much, but Trump is saying no. So let's go ahead and take a look at the video footage so that way you can see it for yourself, what it was that Trump had to say. And do me a favor, as soon as I play this, go ahead and drop a 5x5 for me so that way I know that you are hearing it okay as I am switching microphones. Let me know in the comments.
The president-elect is tasking Elon Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, to try to cut government spending along with one of Mr. Trump's former primary rivals, businessman Vivek Ramaswamy. All of it putting a spotlight on what it could mean for entitlements and defense spending. You've tapped Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, to head up this Department of Government Efficiency. Correct. Which proposes cuts to the federal government. I think a lot of people hear that and they get concerned about Medicare and Social Security and
Not
Medicaid
going to have anything to do.
And defense spending.
We're talking
you
about
won't touch
theft,
Medicare, Social Security.
Abuse, fraud.
Okay.
No, I said to people, we're not touching Social Security, other than we make it more efficient. But the people are going to get what they're getting.
Okay, so the entitlements
And
off the table.
And we're not raising ages or any of that stuff.
Okay,
no,
off the table.
I won't do it.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. He said he's not going to do it. They're not touching full retirement age. You're going to get your benefits. You're going to get what you get. And he is not going to be making cuts to the benefits that you will be collecting. Now, this comes a little bit in a contradiction, as I mentioned, to what we've been hearing from some lawmakers. Is take a look at this and let me know your thoughts in the comments. We're going to see, because Trump is saying no cuts. Yet on the other hand, we're hearing that some indirect cuts might be necessary. Take a look at this.
Well, Congressman, there's been so much talk about the work that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are doing with regards to Doge, but the problem is that when they make these recommendations, eventually it's going to be up to Congress, it's going to be up to you and your colleagues to pass these cuts. I know that you're having those conversations already. Where is the rubber going to meet the road?
Well, that's a very interesting question. You know, they were here the last week speaking to members of Congress, and really they weren't speaking as much as they were listening, getting some, from all sides of our conference, some ideas to cut our budget. We all agree that this is an unsustainable area that we're in right now, almost $36 trillion in debt, and we are spending more on the interest on our debt than we are going to spend on the National Defense Authorization Act this year, over $1 trillion. And so we've got to right the ship, and it's going to mean cuts. It's going to mean cuts to the 24% of the discretionary spending that we have. And it's also going to mean looking long-term at the front end of some programs like Social Security and Medicare, not taking anyone off of what they paid into so far. But there is some waste, abuse, and fraud in Medicare that we can take those numbers back and add to our general coffers and our Treasury. And on the front end on Social Security, I think there's a way, when people are living longer, they're retiring later, that on the front end we can move that retirement age back a little bit.
Let me get your take on this op-ed you have out in the Washington Examiner, Congressman. You call out President Biden's quote-unquote disastrous housing policies. You warn about Biden's pilot program that waives title insurance, writing it's an...
So there you have it, you guys. They're talking about Social Security in that segment right there. Now they're moving on to a different topic. So let me switch back over here. As you heard him say that they want to address the Social Security Administration. The benefits that you're collecting right now, that's fine. But then you heard them talking about moving back the full retirement age. So this is a little bit in contradiction to what we just heard from Donald Trump, who said full retirement age will not change, as we have heard that this is somewhat of an indirect cut to those that are collecting the benefits. So at this time, a little bit of a contradiction, but if you hear them saying that they want to make cuts to your benefit checks that you are collecting, we're hearing that is false. A lot of news media headlines reporting on this right now. And I just want to make clear for you and share with you the actual video footage that Trump is saying, no, you're getting what you get. We're not going to be taking away from that. Don't worry, there will not be cuts to the checks that you are receiving. He is saying your checks will still come in, and he is saying, I am for holding the government agencies accountable but not for taking away the money that people have depended on. So we're going to be seeing how DOGE moves forward here, the Department of Government Efficiency, as they're eyeing these various programs, and they're saying they're going to be holding them accountable. In fact, we heard Elon Musk say he is making a naughty list and a nice list. So Elon Musk is the new Santa Claus of Congress, talking specifically about members of Congress and letting them know that they will be held accountable if they have been committing fraud, doing things they shouldn't be, not being efficient, and addressing the funds necessary. And let me know if you think this is good. It's finally good, in my opinion, to hold the government accountable for frivolous mismanagement of funds, our taxpayer dollars that we have paid into, and now when we need it to be here for us, it is not there, and they're saying it's time to hold them accountable. So very glad that this is taking place. Now, this is the very beginnings of it, again, as I mentioned, because at this time, it is just getting started. We have not yet had the transition of power between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, but they are already working behind the scenes. They met with Congress Thursday of last week to start discussing the programs that they're going to be looking at to start making sure that things are running efficiently and see where they can cut things. And as I mentioned, Elon Musk saying he wants to do $2 trillion worth of cuts. And we're hearing that the spending last year was $6.1 trillion. So he really wants to do about a third of the spending, cut it away. And they're saying this could be a very difficult thing to achieve. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, though, saying they are up to the task. And if you like the sound of that, again, do me a favor, hit that like button. And also, if this is your first time here, subscribe to stay up to date. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. But as we enter into 2025, we are hearing that Social Security, things are starting to come up with this. Now, take a look at this headline with me. 3 key Social Security changes coming in 2025 besides the 2.5% COLA. You can see the date. This literally coming out today, December the 9th, 2024. Now, this article says the Social Security program undergoes revisions each year to account for changes in wages and prices across the economy. Often, benefits are the largest source of income for retired workers. So understanding the changes could be the difference between prudent financial planning and costly mistakes. Most readers probably know Social Security payments receive annual cost of living adjustments, or COLA, designed to protect the buying power of benefits from inflation. As we've been seeing some serious inflation over the past couple of years, we are hearing that we need these benefits to keep up with that. Otherwise, seniors are going to be hurting at the grocery store, at the gas pump. It's going to be hard for them to make it day to day as the income benefits are fixed, but inflation, it is continually going up. For instance, beneficiaries, they're going to be getting a 2.5% COLA increase in 2025, but there are other important changes coming to Social Security next year as well. Number one, Social Security's full retirement age, or the FRA, is increasing in 2025. Social Security's full retirement age, the FRA, is the claim age at which benefits awarded to a retired worker equal their primary insurance amount, or their PIA, which is another term for the baseline benefit. When a worker reaches FRA depends on when they were born, as shown in the chart below. So you can see if you were born between 1943 to 54, full retirement age is 66. You can see that with time it's been creeping up, and we're hearing that they actually want this to go up even more so. And they're saying by doing this, it is delaying you collecting your full retirements when you hit that full retirement age, and that is going to be able to help Social Security from having to pay out more funds sooner. So this will delay it, and this will help keep it solvent for longer. So they're saying this is a solvency solution, but they're saying no, this is actually a cut to recipients. You should be receiving your full retirement benefits at a certain age. They're delaying that, and basically you're getting cut on the benefits. And if they keep pushing it back further and further, well, they're saying people are living longer, but at the same time, it's making it so that way you're not going to get your benefits until you're getting much older. As shown above, 2 groups of beneficiaries reached the full retirement age in 2024. Workers born in the second half of 1957 attained the full retirement age at 66 and 6 months between January and June of 2024. And 2 workers born in the first 4 months of 1958 attained their full retirement age at 66 and 8 months between September and December of 2024. So they're pushing this back. Now, as you heard, that Republican lawmaker saying, hey, we might need to adjust the FRA. But Donald Trump saying no. In that interview, he said, we're not going to touch it. We're not going to touch Social Security. Social Security is not going to get cut. And the benefits you're getting, you're going to get what you get. So Trump, even pushing back, he does not care which party it is. He is not going along with any narrative. He is saying, I am pro-Social Security, and if you collect these benefits, you're going to get it regardless of what they are saying that political party's agenda is. So he is making a stance right now that he made just yesterday. I shared with you the video footage, and he is saying benefits will not be touched. In addition to that, Social Security's maximum retired worker benefit is increasing as well. So if you have some additional funds, you're going to be able to increase that amount in which you're going to be able to collect. And also, Social Security's retirement earnings, RET amounts, are increasing in 2025. So there you have it. There are some changes that are coming in for Social Security. And what we are hearing is that Donald Trump made a big announcement yesterday in that interview saying, your benefits will not be cut. We are going to be tapping into, he said, the benefits, the administration, not the benefits. So Social Security Administration, we're going to be taking a look at their efficiency. But he said, you do not have to worry, though, if you are collecting these benefits about your checks being cut or garnished in any form or fashion. That is not going to be happening, he said. And again, if you missed the clip, I'll play it for you one more time so that way you can see it. Let me go ahead and update this real quick here for you so that way it'll pull up and we can watch this and you can see it for yourself one last time. I see we've got about 1,600 people live with me right now. You can see the clip of Trump saying, your benefits, they will not be touched. Let's go ahead and take a look at this.
The president-elect is tasking Elon Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, to try to cut government spending along with one of Mr. Trump's former primary rivals, businessman Vivek Ramaswamy. All of it putting a spotlight on what it could mean for entitlements and defense spending. You've tapped Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, to head up this Department of Government Efficiency. Correct. Which proposes cuts to the federal government. I think a lot of people hear that and they get concerned about Medicare and Social Security and
Not
Medicaid
going to have anything to do.
And defense spending. You won't touch Medicare, Social Security?
Abuse, fraud. No, I said to people, we're not touching Social Security, other than we make it more efficient, but the people are going to get what they're getting.
Okay, so the entitlements
and
off the table.
And we're not raising ages or any of that stuff.
Okay, off the table.
I won't do it.
So there you have it. He said not raising ages or any of that stuff. He said that your benefits are safe. They are secure. Doesn't care what anybody is saying in any political party across Congress. Full retirement age is good. Your checks are good. And he is saying there will be no cuts. And if you like the sound of that, drop a 47 again. Let me know your thoughts, though. Do you think that Donald Trump is going to make good on his promises? If you think so, drop those 47s. If you think no, put a no. Now, we have already been burned by the Biden administration. Biden previously was promising that there would be increases across the board of $200 per month, had made a ton of promises. Social Security, we had heard, I think it was 2022 or 2023 was the year of Social Security. Guess what? We never saw any of that come to fruition. We saw tons of pieces of legislation presented in Congress. None of them even got taken up for a vote. We saw Representative John Larson very upset about this, saying we need to take the bills up for a vote. We need to increase the benefits, enhance the programs. We need to do all these things. Nothing ever came to fruition. Now, drop a 47 if you think that Trump is going to do what he says. And we're going to see some changes to Social Security. He already said he wants to get rid of double taxation. He's saying your benefits will not be cut. We'll see what else comes, but we're seeing Social Security being brought up as Trump is now entering into the presidency. So, like I said, I will keep you guys up to speed on everything, but this is very good news for those collecting Social Security. If you believe that Donald Trump is going to stick with it, and he is saying that he is pro-Social Security. So, again, do me a favor to drop a like, help spread this out further, subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? And as I mentioned, I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it, share with you the actual information so you know it is the latest. When I was coming on live, I saw a comment from somebody saying, that they didn't trust anything they saw on YouTube, which is understandable. I know there's a lot of channels out there, and it's hard to differentiate which ones are reliable, which one is not. I try to do my best to hold myself accountable to the community and share with you everything, all the sources. So everything I reference, like a book report, is linked in the description so you can see it for yourself. And if you appreciate that, like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date, regardless of if it's what you want to hear or not. I will keep you up to speed on everything so you know the latest, and also additional resources linked down below as well. There's a lot going on in the world, so resources available, and I will keep you guys up to speed on everything. So that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me, and also don't forget, I am now on Spotify as well, Rumble, X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make sure that we're everywhere so that way we can reach people with the latest news. So if you're on any of those platforms, be sure to look me up. Facebook and X, Steve Ram News. Instagram and TikTok, Steve Ram 3. Rumble, Steve Ram, and Spotify, Steve Ram, and right here on YouTube as well. So I'll keep you guys up to speed on everything. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.